All right, guys. Little recap, pork belly's on. We got about 225 degrees in the main chamber. Slowly working our way up to 150 in the stack here.
A simple man's barbecue.
Hey everyone, we're making bacon. The recipe will be in the description of this video, so you can just copy and paste it if you want to also do the same brine or modify it, make it smaller or larger. I have a large pan that we're going to pour this brine into and then put the whole thing in the fridge for about 5 to 7 days, making sure we rotate it, really letting that brine soak up into that pork belly. So the first thing we want to do is start with about 1 gallon of water. I'm gonna bring that to a light simmer. I've got about 12 pounds of pork belly here, so it should be just enough brine to fully submerge the pork belly in my pan. First step is we're gonna slowly pour in our salt. A little faster, pour it all in. Don't. And we're gonna stir this and let it simmer until the salt dissolves.
Me and my dad are cooking bacon and we are adding all the ingredients into it. We live on a farm.
It's starting to boil instead of simmer, so I'm gonna turn the heat down a little bit. All right, all that salt looks dissolved. It's nice and clear. So now we're gonna add the brown sugar. Go ahead, Elena. Now for the flavor. Black peppercorns, garlic, mustard seed, bay leaves, thyme, coriander. This is a very classic bacon flavor profile. At this point, I'll let this simmer just a few more minutes. We're not cooking anything, we're just warming up the spices. All right, give that a little stir.
This is gonna be so good and tasty for our tummies.
That's right.
Yeah, but the scraps we get to our chickens.
Yeah.
We're trying to make this food taste good, and yummy and delicious, of our video. Olive. So when we go in the forest, we bring Olive in the forest to chase some deer because she really likes deers, and she's trying to protect us. Right, Olive?
All right, you can see everything's mixed together. All the salt and the sugar are dissolved. All of our spices are warmed up, and some of them are dissolved. The bay leaves I crumpled. I did not leave them whole. And now I'm actually gonna turn heat off and then add some cold water to this. So again, we started with about 1 gallon of water, and now I'm gonna let this just cool off here a little bit, and then I'm gonna add 0.75 gallons of additional water. Once it's cold enough to touch, I will pour the brine over the pork bellies. I almost forgot the soy sauce and the Worcester sauce. Make sure you add that in at the same time you add your spices. Look at that beautiful brine we made together. I'm gonna go ahead and bring this to the fridge before I top it off. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. Today, we're smoking some bacon. Got everything loaded up. We're gonna head to the back to where the smoker is, and it's clear skies right now, so hopefully we see a beautiful sunrise as we start to smoke our bacon. Today we are cooking on the Horizon offset smoker. This particular model I believe is called the Ranger. Out of all my grills, it is ideal when it's cold to smoke bacon on. I place the bacon right here on hooks, which I'm about to do, and I use, my go-to method is white oak. I remove the bark off the outside. It's very time consuming, but if you're only doing it, sorry guys, the cows are messing with the camera. Hey, what are you doing? Sun's starting to come up. Hey, guys. We're getting closer on these coals. Hey, what are you doing by this camera? Little stinker. All right, guys. Little recap, pork belly's on. We got about 225 degrees in the main chamber. Slowly working our way up to 150 in the stack here. You don't want to rush it, especially with these Horizon smokers. This whole thing's built out of 1/4-inch structural steel, so that takes a while to warm up. So if you're cranking that temp up, trying to wait for that gauge to really come to temp, you're going to end up really overshooting. So just take your time, be patient. You just want a slow, steady rise and really start choking that off once you get to your goal temperature, so it plateaus there so you can maintain it. Well, now I'm going to be adding splits about every 30 to 45 minutes for the next, who knows how long, maybe about 6 hours, 7 hours, 10 hours, I don't know. But there's a lot of other stuff I can do while this is going on. You guys can probably see the big wood pile in the back there. I've been adding to that slowly, cleaning up the dead trees around here, and I'm trying to burn that today. And I forgot to mention, I'm gonna try to cook myself some breakfast. I'm not sure how well that's gonna work with these cows here, but either way, it should be entertaining and hopefully delicious. Hey guys, I'm heading up to the barn. I'm gonna grab some sweet feed for the cows. Hopefully they'll leave me alone. And I'm getting some more coffee. We'll take this guy back. Ugh. Woo, tight squeeze. Normally I feed these guys in the afternoon, but they obviously were a little hungry this brisk morning. We got a pretty heavy frost last night. All right, I haven't touched the top plate yet. I think that looks pretty good. I'll leave it like that for the rest of the cook. The main chamber that has our bacon in it, you can see we're just below 150. That's good for the start of the cook. We are climbing pretty fast, which isn't good. So I'm gonna go ahead and choke down that intake a little bit. Let's take a look at the pork bellies. All right. You can see, sorry about that noise, guys. I'm gonna put some oil on that or something. I don't know if you guys can see it, but you can see the moisture being drawn out of the pork belly here. Well, let's take a look at this wood pile I got to burn today. Still got to push all these small piles in. I only have one tractor with the loader on it, and it has a very large hole in the back tire. So I need to go and try to patch that temporarily and get some air in it and come here and just move these piles in quick. But before I mess with all that, I'm gonna try to light this thing. Like I said, it is pretty wet here. Oh, I can see some of the clover coming up that I planted. Look at that, with the frost on it. Yeah, so I'm gonna try to start this fire, and if I can actually get it going good, then I'll get the tractor and we can push the rest of these piles in.
Gasoline was discovered nearly 160 years ago as a byproduct of refining crude oil to make kerosene for lighting. There was no use for gasoline at the time, so it was burned at the refinery, converted to a gaseous fuel for gas lights, or simply discarded. About 125 years ago, in the early 1890s, automobile inventors began to realize that gasoline had value as a motor fuel.
Got some pork sausage right here, and then that spoon is just a spoonful from a jar of some beef tallow that I rendered down. Well, I'm still working on getting the fire lit. And the cows are back after their snack. That one that's licking its back right now ate my sausage that I was cooking. So while the train, that firebox was hot enough to start cooking, I don't think I can cook my breakfast there with these cows. Ooh, she's starting to turn a beautiful red. Cows are off lane by their water trough, so hopefully that'll give me enough peace and quiet to cook my breakfast. I was not able to get the fire started, in case you're wondering. I'm gonna put my breakfast up here to cool off. Do not want to take the chance of those cows getting it, or the dog, or a squirrel, or whatever else wants it. I think that'll stay. Well, I got the tire fixed. I had to put 2 plugs in. I don't think that's gonna last very long. Probably have to order a new tire. Cows are on the other side of the field, so they won't be bothering us for a while. And we are smoking all the way, let's see if I can zoom in, up there. Where's my breakfast? Gotta be. I have nothing constructive to add to this conversation. I finally found the sweet spot for the intake, and it's right there. Yeah, it also helped a lot cutting the splits a lot smaller. You can see my fire. Doesn't look like much, but she is going, and that's all you need. You see how there's very, very little ash in there. Another awesome characteristic of using white oak. It's about 10 a.m. right now. I'll have to look back on the footage, but I think we started smoking around sunrise, which is at 7-ish, 7:03, I think. Got the spoon. Let's take a look. Ooh, beautiful. Oh, sorry. You can see that the bottom here is getting a little more heat than the rest of the pork belly. So I am gonna have to rotate these soon. I'm gonna give them about another hour and then I'm gonna rotate it, move this one, flip it over 180 and move it up here. All right, we'll see if that helps. Oh, you guys gotta see the coolest thing over here. Check this out. So when it rains, this actually fills up with water. You can see how deep it is. And the dog and the cows drink out of it. I think it's pretty cool. The bacon cook's going good. I got some coffee back here now, staying warm on the firebox. And I have a new plan for my breakfast. Bone-in ribeye, 1.5 inches, from right here at Sunny Oak Ranch. Ooh, we let this go a little too long. All right, it's about 10:30. We're gonna go ahead and turn this bacon around. I think I'm gonna have them all on top for the rest of the cook. There we go. Wow, look at that. Now that's a breakfast worth waiting for. I know some of you are probably wondering how the steak was. I was told they were delicious and cooked perfectly. Cook's going really well. Coffee's good. It is noon. We've been smoking for about 5 hours now. Oh, they're looking good. Beautiful. Stop it. Hey, get out of here, cow. It's 2:30 p.m. Well, bacon's in the back of the tractor. I'm gonna head up to the house. I'll probably see you guys tomorrow. Crispy one.
Simple Man's Barbecue!